Yo, guys, Urban Bars brings you the best UK reactions to rap, hip hop, and urban music from all around the world. And guys, it's a really sad occasion because I saw earlier today was the day of the funeral of our man Sidhu Moose Wala, SMW, the man who brought us the Moose tape and was bringing us more cuts just before he was cruelly taken away from us. But guys, let's make this into a happy occasion. Somewhere I've been able to get a subtitle version of the incredible The Last Ride, in which Sidhu went out like a real G. So guys, let's play this and let's remember Sidhu in his prime. He was a very young man. Let's remember him in his prime with joy in our hearts, tears in our eyes, guys. But let's remember Sidhu Moose Wala as the ultimate voice, an incredible voice, guys. Let's remember Sidhu Moose Wala for everything and remember all the good things about him. Rest in peace, and let's all enjoy The Last Ride.
Yeah.
Yo, what's it?
Sidhu Moose Wala, baby.
You've just arrived live on the scene of
Television for man.
ਉਮਰ ਦੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਤੂੰ ਨਾ ਰੁਤਬਾ ਥੋੜਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਬਾਲਾ ਇੱਕ ਲੱਕੀ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਅੱਖਾਂ 'ਚ ਅੱਧੀ ਕੋਈ ਸ਼ੈ ਬੋਲਦੀ ਐਵੇਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਆਕੀ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਓ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਕੋਈ ਕਰਮ ਦਾ ਤਲੀ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਜਾਂ ਫੇ ਮਿਹਰਬਾਨੀ.
So our man is talking about, you know, the last ride and the levels you achieve.
ਖਵਾਜਾ ਮਿੱਠੀਏ ਆਓ ਚੋਬਰ ਦੇ ਤੇਰੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਨੂਰ ਦਾ ਸਦਾਨੀ ਇਹਦਾ ਉਠੂਗਾ ਜਵਾਨੀ 'ਚ ਜਨਾਜਾ ਮਿੱਠੀਏ.
And he foretold that he'd pass at a very young age. And I thought Sidhu was 27, but apparently he was 28 when he passed on May the 29th this year. That was incredible, guys. Unbelievable. I still can't believe that this is true, but it is true, guys. But as I said before, guys, let's celebrate the life of Sidhu Moose Wala. And you see that image there. And he's got the gun to his head, you know. So was he even then predicting that that was going to be the end? But I was just saying, for this song itself, The Last Ride, you have all the connotations, you know, sort of being carried out in the hearse, etc., etc. But I'm seeing this song from the positive side of things, guys. In the 90s, I was making music, and I've been making music, anyway, forget that. But guys, in the 90s, this was the kind of music that was bumping out of everyone's rides on the left coast, on the west coast, guys. It was west coast music, and it was doing it. It was living large. I mean, you had the people from like NWA, etc. They were using people like Parliament, you know, Parliament. They were using things like George Clinton from Parliament, but they were using things like Zap as well, you know, more bouncing outs and all these other really great artists who, you know, Bootsy Collins, all these amazing people. They were using samples and just playing strings, moog, synths, etc., etc. And on this track, I can hear that. As soon as I heard it, when this came out, I heard this 2 or 3 weeks ago, when this track came out, and I instantly said, this is the G-Funk era, you know. And we had people like Warren G come along a little bit later on in that G-Funk era, but these were the sounds that you heard in the early, mid-90s, guys. And the summers were hot, the summers were beautiful. I remember this like it was yesterday. It reminds me of my youth. And this is when I heard this song, The Last Ride. I said instantly, this is an ode to the West Coast. And this was just unbelievable. If you hear the music, you hear the synths, you hear the moog playing, you hear the strings, you hear the high end coming down with the deep bass. That was West Coast. That was West Coast music to me, guys. Yeah, cutting and scratching a little bit. Oh, look at our man Sidhu there. He's hitting the keys. Look at that. That's incredible. Brilliant. So people walk on different paths and no one walks on the path he took. A lot of people became people's favourite, but he didn't become someone's god for no reason. Yeah, a lot of people did a lot for him, but he alone took his voice to the top, and that is so true, guys. I started watching Sidhu Moose Wala quite a long time ago, guys, and I was saying to myself, this guy is awesome. Not only his voice was amazing, but it was the people you saw Sidhu with. You know, all the crowds came for Sidhu Moose Wala, but he carried himself with such presence as well. But then to see Sidhu with all the people, like he hung out with a lot of the UK's finest as well. He was always in the UK, sort of hanging out and doing stuff with them. So when he dropped the Moose tape, I was so excited just to listen to that Moose tape all the time. He was dropping cuts every week sort of thing. And I was so excited to listen to Sidhu Moose Wala, and it was just incredible. And it's true. And what he says here, you know, yeah, he did get some help maybe, but he alone took his voice to the top, you know, because at some point, the moment you open your mouth, it's only you and you alone who can actually carry yourself over. So by saying the light on the guy's face tells you he would have his funeral at a very young age. It's like that saying, yeah, is marked for death, you know. There's nothing that he could have done or said or whatever to have changed that. For whatever reason, you know, he was going to be taken at a very young age. He's far too talented for this world. You know, and I just know that lots of people around Sidhu Moose Wala's age were taken. Jimi Hendrix, Brian Jones, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison. These are all stars that I looked up to as I was growing up, guys. They were all taken at a young age, 27, 28 years of age. You know, and people say people like Amy Winehouse, even more recently, should have taken at a very young age. And it's weird that that happens, and it happens so often. Oh, a lot of people have wrinkles, especially on their foreheads, but that doesn't define how young he is. And some people say that wrinkles is a sign of wisdom. It's a sign of maturity, and it's a sign of absolute, you know, sort of profundity. I can't even say the word is, but it's a sign of someone who's lived a life, but has experienced a life as well. It says, I get a lot of people have success, but no one becomes, you know, great easily. So that's what you're saying, you know, the wrinkles are a sign of you've had to, it's almost like a rite of passage. You probably had to pass through some extremities to actually get to where you are. And there's Tupac. Now he died at the age of 25. I forgot Tupac Shakur, and I forgot Mr. Wallace, Christopher Wallace, Biggie Smalls. They died something like 6 months apart from each other, 9 months apart from each other. Tupac, September the 13th. Was it 1996? And Biggie Smalls died, I think, was it in March of 1997? That was incredible. So on his trainers, you see his trainers, you've got Tupac Shakur there, and you've got, look at his Sidhu Moose Wala's trainers, personalized trainers. They look fantastic. But it's almost like he had a vision, a deja vu, a premonition that things were not going to, you know, end well for him. And to call this song The Last Ride is incredible. I think when I titled it, I called it The Last Ride, but as in the last, as in LA, because I thought he was paying homage to people like Tupac, people like Nipsey Hussle and other people, etc., etc. And he's pouring out in homage to a fallen soldier. A lot has changed in this world, and lots of rules and rituals have changed. Oh, that's interesting. So I'm going to rewind that. So a lot has changed in this world, and lots of rules and rituals have changed. That's interesting. And I always talk about signs and symbols, guys, and I just find it quite strange as well when you look back at this, that this video was filmed in black and white. Because if you know about duality and you know about signs and symbols and symbolism, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness. And then he's pouring out for a fallen soldier. I'll just stop it there. Sorry, guys. He's become a part of lots of people's hate. Oh, the haters will come, guys. The haters will come. A lot of people have died being a fan. In the whole world, his victory flag is standing tall. A lot of people have died trying to defeat him. Oh. I love this music. So whose loss? Oh, I love that tune. Whose loss is more successful than win? Well, now you can guess it yourself. Oh my goodness. So the chorus is reiterating that our man is not going to live long. Wherever people go, people bow down to me. He's connected to a big family. Yeah, and I was watching earlier today, seeing his mother and father. And they were speaking at his funeral as well. And Sidhu was the spitting image of his dad. Probably exactly the same height, same stature, everything. It's like seeing a ghost. It's like seeing, Sidhu. He hasn't gone. It's incredible. And he goes, we've become enemies with big people too. And that's what worried me, because when I first heard that they'd taken away Sidhu's security detail, remember, Sidhu was campaigning in politics, and politics is a very dangerous and murky world. I mean, you have Sidhu Moose Wala from the music industry, but then there's people, I come from a boxing background, so you had people like Manny Pacquiao, and he was campaigning, and it's a very treacherous, it's a very dirty business, politics, and people are prepared to do anything to stop you from, winning, etc. But to withdraw his security detail like that is absolutely disgusting. I will not forgive them. Not forgive them at all. So he says here, we have become enemies with big people too. Remember, in that sphere, they have influence, a lot of influence. No matter how big you are as a pop star, as a boxer, as a rapper, as this, as that, you haven't got the sway these people have. These people have ears in dark corners, and they have ears in high places. Seriously, they have a lot of sway. I mean, you may have sway on the streets, but these people have sway where they are untouchable. So tell me someone who's a match for him. Oh my goodness. Pay your respects. Oh, that was the picture there. You see there of Sidhu Moose Wala's dad. He looks the spitting image of him. The spitting image of Sidhu. And then his mother. Oh my gosh. Just to see the pain on their faces at the funeral and to hear them speak at his funeral. That was just too much. It really was. So, and that's a lovely image here from Sidhu Moose Wala. No matter how big he got, he never forgot his roots. He never forgot that he is the son, and he has a mother who loves him and a father who loves him, and they were close to his heart. I remember always watching lots of his videos, always close to his family, his community, his network. And that is something I'll never forget, because family is everything. I keep saying that, guys. Family is first, it's last, and it's foremost. Family is everything. More than all the money in the world, your family is the most important thing, guys. NWA. You see the fallen Eazy-E. I mean, yeah. Oh my gosh. And they're reiterating again. The light on the guy's face tells you that he's had his funeral at a very young age. So they're saying that Sidhu's life was expectancy was limited because he spoke the truth to people's faces, and the truth hurts. And when the truth hurts, sometimes people can't take it, and they want to eliminate, you know, the truth from being exposed into the light. They want the truth to be hidden in the darkness. And this video with the black and the white, the duality, if you know about it, then you'll understand. Oh my gosh, you know. And I'm sorry guys, but I will always speak the truth, no matter what it means for my own person. It doesn't mean anything. But yeah, people don't like people who speak the truth. Oh, and now he's looking for death, like a guy looking for a, oh my gosh, just waiting for death to knock on his door. That, and you see there in that same image, he's got the bullet there. So it's the bullet with his name on it. You know, sometimes they say that, you know, you can't cheat death, you can't escape death. Your time is written already, even before you're born. There's a time to live and a time to die. And you cannot cheat death. You cannot hide from death. Death will come when it is due. And on this thing here, this is the most poignant thing I've read so far. And it says, now he's looking for death like a guy looking for a girlfriend. So he's searching for death, you know, like it was his destiny. And it's just waiting now for death to knock on his door. Oh my gosh, that is just so... I don't know what to say, people. I mean, I've heard it many times that sometimes people say they just have this feeling of dread, this feeling that, you know, it's going to happen come what may. You know, like you hear the song Que Sera Sera, etc. There's nothing he could have done to prevent it, what happened. So maybe even there was a security detail, it would have just been a bloodbath. Who knows? Who knows? I love that. And that's what I was going to say. Because our man Sidhu knew that the end was nigh, he was released from any fear, any whatever. So he just, his voice was like a lark, like a bird. You know the bird called a lark? Oh my gosh. And his voice was just so incredible. His body language is fearless as he gives some gangster vibes in his songs. He speaks a lot of truth, and that's why the world is against him. I'm telling you people, when you speak the truth, there's lots of areas that do not like you speaking the truth. They want the truth to be hidden in the darkness. So when you expose the truth to light, you are exposing yourself to repercussions from that, because they want to silence you from speaking the truth. Everyone who speaks the truth, it does not end well for them. Even people as top as President Kennedy, he spoke the truth and it did not end well for him. And what he's saying by this is that people are writing all sorts about our man Sidhu Moose Wala, some true, some not so true, but there's no effect of that. There's no effect on him. He's just going to carry on in his line of what he's doing. And in the end, his photos are being sold. People are going to profit. They're going to profit from his death. Oh, so Moose Wala just became immortal. Now this whole world is talking about me. So in death, he's going to become even bigger, and his legend will be solidified. The legend, he was a living legend, and now he is an immortal legend. We're bumping into the sounds now. Oh, this is fantastic. We're bumping, guys, we're riding.
In the hood.
Oh, guys, In loving memory of our man Sidhu Moose Wala, may you rest in eternal peace. You've given so much joy and happiness to so many millions of people, and we are now experiencing such sadness and sorrow that you are now no longer here. But we give praise and we give thanks for everything you've done. You've brought joy to millions of people, so you can rest easy, Sidhu Moose Wala. The Last Ride is a fitting way that one of your last songs was The Last Ride, and that was so good, and it was so upbeat, and it was so brilliant. Your voice will never be forgotten. It will always be heard forever and ever. It will always be heard. Guys, I don't know what to say. I mean, Sidhu was the one who actually inspired me to actually start reacting, and that is the honest truth. Honest truth. I miss hearing his voice. I miss seeing him. I miss all the excitement for a Sidhu Moose Wala drop. I missed that, and I thought we were going to get that this year again, just like we did all of last summer. And I thought we can do the same thing this summer, but it wasn't to be. But yeah, you dropped a few cuts before the sad, fateful day, 29/05/22. We'll never forget you guys. And yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed that reaction. I'm out, and yeah, long may you rest in peace.